Chav Gimel. Begezeiras Eden Pisgama. Umaimer Kadishin Chachmei HaMishnah. In the decree of the Eden Pisgama. Eden means Malachim. Eden means Malachim. It's a pasuk in Tanakh. Pisgama is a statement. Umaimer Kadishin, and the words of the Holy Ones, which is Chachmei HaMishnah Leia Mashallah. He's trying to indicate, I think, that the Noyim are like Malachim. The Shenim Kim Malachim, so to speak. Allah Vashalom. Sheshanu b'mishnasam, that learn in their Mishnayos what happens when Asara Sheyeshvim ve'eskim b'teira. When 10 Yidden sit together and they learn Teira, Shechina Shruya b'neim. Notice the word Shruya. The Shechina rests in them. Now, I want to tell you right up front what this Igeres HaKedesh is about. This Igeres HaKedesh is about not to talk Dvarim Teilim in Shul, Bein Mincha L'Mayrif. The next one, Chav Daled, is not to talk in the middle of davening. This one's not to talk Bein Mincha L'Mayrif. Why? There's 10 Yidden in Shul. Shechina is there. Don't make a mockery out of it.
10 Yidden on the train.
Sure, doesn't matter. 10 Yidden on a train. 10 Yidden on a roller coaster. Shechina Shechina. Don't make a mockery out of the Shechina.
Shechina's everywhere.
But it's not in the Madrega of Shruya. It's in the Madrega of his slapshes. Okay? Kizak Kol Adam. This is the entire purpose of the person. That what? He should learn Teira. Moreover, the whole purpose of his descent into this world was for the purpose of this ultimate ascent. There can be no greater aliyah than this, than to a fact that the Shechina should come down in a level called Hashra'ah, as opposed to a level called disruption. Ki Shechina, the violator only says Eskimatela. Wait. Ki Shechinas Uzeh, the power of Hashem Shechina, which is the heights of heavens. The heavens and the heavens of the heavens are not kelim for the awe of the Shechinas Uzeh of the Eibishter. And it says in my Morim, Shamayim is Atzilus and Shmayim is Kesser, and not a kelim for Atmos and so. Tishkei v'tiskadel will manifest and become great. B'teich b'nei Yisrael amongst Jewish people, when they're learning Teirach, as the Pasuk says, Ki ani yad Hashem sheichen b'teich b'nei Yisrael. I, the Eibush, it says, I rest. My Shechina rests. And again, the diak is the word Hashra'ah, as opposed to the word Dislapshus, Ayidei Eisek, HaTeira, V'amitzvus, Ba'asara Dafka. When you learn Teira, the mitzvah Dafka was 10. K'mayim Razal, it says in the Gemara, Asya Teich Teich V'chulu, we make Teich Teich from the aid of Keirach. Right? The Rebbe has a sikha, Dafka from Keirach, you have to learn the Indian from, right? Kim Nitza Badas Kel, you have 10 Yidden, the Shechina rest, what's the Raya? Because it says by the Lashon, by the people of Keirach, I'm sorry, by the Meraglim. What's the Lashon? They were 10. So the Rebbe has a sikhat, Dafka from the Meraglim, you have to learn this whatever it is. This is Shabbos. But Dafka 10, and so far he's spoken only about Eisek HaTeira V'amitzvah. Now, what about the fact that the Mishnayos and Ovis also says Menayim Afilu Chamisha, Menayim Afilu Shloisha, or Menayim Afilu Shnayim, Menayim Afilu Echad? So the Alter Rebbe is going to explain it later. Okay, that there's a difference between Asara Sheyeshim and anything less.
Practically speaking, what difference is there for us between Shliya and
Slapshus?
Yeah, for us.
It's a gila. It's a gila, and it has an effect.
So what is the effect that it has on us?
That you have the lashon of my mother is that when you daven with a minion, you have to give him mitzvah rachmim. So hein kel kabbalah yim astabish always answers your tefillas. And when you're learning Teira Basara, this is the Maimonides from the Frierdiker Rebbe from Peches, the year after his arrest and liberation. Asara Sheyeshim, you have the Gimel Midas Hated Nedeshes B'hem, which is the equal of the Yom Mitzvah Rachman. So you push it to have the Eibish's Ezed to have a greater Atzlach and Limud Atei.
Is that when they're not learning?
Not learning, it's a bize for the Shechina.
But it's there, what does it do then? Nothing?
It's crying. Kanlo the Shechina. Let's read. I'm sorry. And this is written B'kir B'chal Kadosh, amongst you there's holiness. But when is there amongst you holiness? There's only holiness when you have 10. And for this reason also, the Chazal have to learn from a pasuk. The same Mishnah is in Ovis. Mentions even if one person is learning Teira, the Shechina rests. Right? So they have to find that I from a pasuk. Right? Because the Iker Inyan of Hashas Shechina is by 10 and not by 5 and not by 3 and not by 2 and not by 1. The Mishnah does enumerate Man Afilu Chamisha, so the Alter Rebbe says. Moreover, The psukim that they quote for 5 and 3 and 2 and 1, that the Shechina rests, they didn't find a raya, elo lekviya schar bilvad, that you're going to get schar, leyochat for an individual, lefiyerke according to his level, or lefiyerach ha-mesub rubim, or if you have 2 or 3 or 5, according to the number of people. But when it comes to the inyan of Hashras HaShechina, which is Ein Le'erach Aleim Klal, you cannot compare the idea of Hashras HaShechina to Schar. This is no psukim for it. The difference between saying that the Eibishter gives you a reward for learning Torah by 3 and 2 and 1 and 5, and Hashras HaShechina is move on the Mevine Mad. It's understood by people who are experts. So the Alter Rebbe is saying like this. It would be helpful to have a siddur. This is the Mishnah Pirkei Avos, right? The beginning of the 3rd Perek, I think, right? So what does it say? Asara sheish v'ezik b'tei shechina shroi b'nem. Shneim alakim nita b'das kel. U'menayin afilu chamisha shneim ba'agudah se'al eretz yisod. U'menayin afilu shlosh shneim b'kerev alakim yishpei. U'menayin afilu shneim shneim oz nidberu yiyad Hashem ish aliyeh v'yakshav Hashem v'yishpei. U'menayin afilu echad shneim b'chol ha'mokam v'sh'asker hashmiyah v'lecha b'rechticha. Now, it's very hard to explain what the Alter Rebbe is saying. But the Alter Rebbe says, Elikim nitza badas kel, this is Hashras HaShechina. V'agados el eretz yisod, b'kerev Elikim yishpat, v'yakshav Hashem v'yishma, of yelecho berechticha is not Hashras HaShechina, it's a schar. And a schar means push a greater gilui. But it's a gilui, if you will, to use words like a more mamalik alam. Hashras HaShechina means the atmos of the Shechina comes down whenever you have 10 years. When? While you're learning. Pashtus.
And what?
What is the gili? More oida laki. What does it mean practically? I don't know. But the Alter Rebbe is learning pshat in the Mishnah, and you should know we have good verstehen the Mishnah, because some of the other psukim are pretty good ones. The Alter Rebbe is saying lakim nitza badas kel Hashras HaShechina. All the other psukim he calls it schar. So it's less, right? Yeah. This was the shear of Dalet Chalamei Tzutz. The Mishnah, the Mishnah Beis, it says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gveil is schar. Aber the später dicke Mishnah darf man verstehen. I don't know. I don't know. We'll trust the Alter Rebbe as that he can't good learn it. The bottom line is, he says when you have 10, you have the Hashras HaShechina.